Hello everyone, welcome to Zen Appeal. My name is Miss T. We are doing a little kids yoga today. So some things that you might need is if you have a yoga mat, grab it, but it is not necessary. If you have a towel, you can use something like that, or just simply use your own carpet or an area rug. And you may also need one rock, right? Just one rock is what you might need. Other than that, you will need your person and maybe a helper towards the end of this little yoga practice. You may need either a sister or brother, or if they happen to be practicing with you, that's great, or your mommy or daddy, one of those two. So we will get started. I'm gonna have to hold on to my things when we practice today because my little one is here, and if you have a little brother, or if you remember, they take your stuff a lot. So we're just gonna see what we can do with the little one here. He'll probably help me with some of the kids' yoga poses when we get there. So anyway, we will start in our crisscross applesauce. So find yourself down in your crisscross applesauce. I'm going to hide my things. Okay, so I want you to find your meditation place, which is nice tall spine, pull the belly in. And then we're just gonna make circles with our thumbs and pointer fingers. All right, you can take your little circles and you can make little eyeglasses out of them, right? So you can see through your circles. You can also turn it upside down. It's a lot harder that way to find your glasses. But anyway, we make our little circles and then we rest the arms on the knees. Yeah, and then we close the eyes. And I just want you to use your ears because I'm going to play something for you. So I'm going to play this 10 times. So just simply use your ears. You don't need your eyes here, so you can close your eyes. And just breathe in and out the nose and pay all your attention to what you hear. Prepare for your own prayer hands at your heart center. A big breath in. What do we say at the end of Oms? We say Namaste. Okay. So now we're going to move into our yoga breathing. I'm going to put my symbols off to the side because my little helper here will want to take them. So let me put them off to the side. Okay, so next we're going to move into 3 different kinds of breathing. So I have little pictures for you. So the first breath is going to be, we're going to take bunny breath. Yeah. So this is a nice little bunny. It might be kind of far away. Let me get close so you can see the bunny. So for our bunny breath, we use our finger and our nose. So we're gonna take 3 sniffs in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we'll take our finger to the nose. We take 3 sniffs. Again. One more. Okay, next one. Okay, so don't be scared. It is a purple snake. Only because my printer ran out of ink. So we have a purple snake. So snake makes the sound of a hiss. So for a hissing sound, it is a lot of teeth and no tongue. We're not going to use tongue. So I want you to breathe through your teeth. All right, so big breath in. Hiss. Big long breath again. Hiss. One more, we're doing 3s. Big breath. Hiss. Good job. Okay, last one. Last one is a cartoon bumblebee. Okay, so when you think of bumblebee, everyone kind of wants to start with a buzz. Well, we're not going to do buzz. We're going to pretend to be a whole bunch of bumblebees together. So when a whole bunch of bumblebees come together, they make a hum sound. So try not to make your lips so hard, because your lips, when you're doing the hum, are going to vibrate. So you might feel a tickle in your lips. Okay, so we'll take a big breath in. Hum. Did you feel the vibration? Okay, we have 2 more. The last one, we're going to put the bumblebee inside of our head. Okay, so number 2, big breath. Tickles every time. Okay, so the next one, we're going to cover our ears and do the humming and put the bumblebee inside of our head. Okay, ready? Close out the sound. Big breath. Did you hear the bumblebee inside of your head? I did, and I got tickled at the same time. Okay, so we're going to move into some yoga poses. So we're going to talk about 3 of the 5 elements. We're going to talk about water, we're going to talk about earth, and we're going to talk about air, right? There's 5. Space and ether are the other 2, but space and ether are harder for yoga poses, but the first 3 are a little bit easier. So the first one we have is water. So I have all kinds of pictures for you, so I'll probably have to show you the picture up here, and then I'll go back to the yoga mat and take the yoga pose for you. I think it's kind of far away. Okay, so all these ones in water you've probably seen before, because this first one is good old Ariel. So Ariel's a mermaid. So we are going to do a mermaid pose. Okay, put that up, baby. Okay, so mermaid pose. It starts off with one leg bent in the front. So kind of find yourself kneeling on your knees, and we're going to bring one leg in front, and then this long tail or fin in the back, right? And then from there, we bend the back leg and we catch our tail, right? Probably starting with the hardest one first. And then we catch our tail. And this is our mermaid pose. Yeah. Nice, pretty aerial pose. Yeah. And we let go. Okay. So next one from aerial is, who is next? Okay. We have Nemo. So Nemo's a what? Nemo is a fish. So we're going to do fish pose. So fish pose actually has many different varieties. Just like fish in the water, they have many varieties of this pose. So with no help from my helper at this point, we're going to take the easiest one, which is I have a long body and tail. We're going to call the feet my tail. And this is my long body. I'm going to get on the top of my head. Yeah. And then I make a big fin right here with my hands. So here, you can spread out your toes and play with your little fin at the bottom of your body and this big dorsal fin here at the top. So here's one fish. Yeah. So the next version of this fish, the top is the same, but we change the legs. So I can have maybe a shorter body, right, and a little bit bigger tail, but still top of the head. And my fin here. Yeah, this is another fish. And then the third one, we take the legs up in the air and we have this big fish pose here. This is your hardest fish, your strongest one. And we release. All right. So next one, if I can find what I did with my papers. Oh, here they are. Okay. So next one, of course, is, again, no help from my helper, is we have a nice little shark. Okay. So shark pose, similar to fish, but different. We still have fins, but this pose is facing down. So we face down on our belly. So we're on the belly and the legs are together and straight. And your feet are pointed, and again, you can play with your toes at the back. So the fin is gonna be behind the back. So we make our fin. You can leave the palms together, but it's probably easier to take the fingers together and pick up the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. You can pick the arms up off your back. You can also pick up your legs. And just hold your big shark pose. And we release. Okay. Those are our water poses today. Maybe you can't have this. I'm just gonna move this away. Next is earth. So we all know what this is. This is a tree. So tree pose is a balancing pose. And there's some variety with your tree pose too. But we have to be focused and stand tall like a tree. And then from there, we have to balance on our roots on one foot. So this is a very tall and big tree all the way up here. Little trees can be down here, right? Somewhere in the middle tree can be just below the knee. So I'm gonna take a big tree with the hands at the heart. If you want to add branches, you can add branches to your tree and try to hold your pose for 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, next earth pose is dun 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 a pyramid. Okay, so pyramids are, as you can tell, it's kind of like a triangle, right? Many sides, 3 sides to our pyramid. Okay, unless there's more than that. Is there 4 sides? 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 4 sides. So anyway, So our legs are gonna be wide, just like a pyramid, right? And we're almost in the shape of the pyramid, but we have to take the head and torso, get it out of the way, and try to touch the head all the way down to the floor. All right, and then from here, you can catch onto your legs if you really want to, and hold your pose. This is your pyramid pose, and just stay here for 3, 2, 1, and then up you go. Good job. All right, we have one more. Okay, and these are mountains. So mountains is also, mountain is a standing pose. Not as hard as tree or even pyramid. You just stand with your feet together, still nice and tall, right? You think of how big mountains are, right? They're big, beautiful mountains. And lots of mountains depending on where you go. Sometimes there's just one big mountain, sometimes there's 2. It's all good. We're gonna be one big mountain. And then hands at the heart. And this is your pose. You can close your eyes and see if you can stand in your mountain nice and strong and still. And stay for 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay, last one. Actually, not the last one. Last one of the elements, but we're going to do animal poses too. So our last group is air. So first one is we have a picture of the sky. So pretend you were outside and looking up. Today, if you were actually looking outside, it would be all just the blue stuff, but we're going to pretend that there's clouds. So to do this pose, you're just standing and you're reaching up towards the sky. So we touch the sky. So it's a long stretch of the arms and the spine and the legs. And we just hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So next one. So what else is in the air? Let's see. Who else we have in the air? Ooh. Okay, so this is a dragonfly. So dragonflies are in the air. And see, if you look at the dragonfly, one solid body, but 4 wings. Okay, so that's important. So we have the one solid body here with 4 wings. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we hold our pose, and if you want to flap the wings, you can see if you can flap the arms and the legs. It doesn't necessarily, you can try to do it at the same time. It's much harder because their arms have more room to fly than the legs, but you can see if you like that. And we play with this for 3, 2, and 1. And then from here, we try to get our bellies down. So we take a 1, 2, 3. Oh, look who's come to help. And we hold our dragonfly on the belly, see if we can touch. And up we go. Let's see. Who else do we have? So we've done kind of something like this before. So this is a pigeon. So there's many versions of this pigeon pose. So we're going to take half, see what that looks like. So just like we did before with our mermaid, with our long tail in the back, and in the front we have a bent leg, but half pigeon we just kind of lay down, and it's a nice resting pose. And then we have a one-legged pigeon to head. You can try to bring the foot to the head, which I'm not warmed up for that one, or the next one, but that is one you can do. All right, catch the foot and bring it to the head, or maybe just catch the tail in the back and just make it a stretch. All right. Okay. So king pigeon is you bend both legs and you try to touch your toes to the back of your head. This is your king pigeon pose. Yeah. Our next group, our next group is animals. Because we can't do yoga without any animal poses. So it's important that we do our animal poses. So we have, of course, a puppy. Yeah, gotta have a puppy. So this puppy, we're going to make it into a big dog pose. Okay, so hands and feet. Yeah, so here's your dog pose. We have 4 paws or 4 feet all connected to the floor just like a dog. Do not pull my hair, thank you. All right, you can wiggle your tail if you want a little bit. Or you can shake a leg and make it like you're shaking your tail here. Yeah, you can shake the other one over here. All right, dog pose. All right, next. The green frog. Okay, so for our frog pose, you probably already know what that one looks like. So frog, we are sitting here. Yeah, this is your frog pose. Gotta steal my papers back. Okay. Frog pose is here. So with your frog, you can stay down here with it, or you can ribbit and jump. 1, 2 ribbit, 3 ribbit, 4 ribbit, 6, 5, all kinds of ribbits for your frog pose. Okay, so the last one we're going to do for the animals is a fun one. So this one is good old cricket. So cricket, what they like to do, these crickets, is they like to make sound. And they make sound by rubbing their legs together. So that is, in essence, what our pose is going to be. So we get on our backs, and we have to get our legs up in the air, and then we can do 2 kinds. We can clap, 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 and we can rub, 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 rub. Let's try that again. Clap, 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 clap. Rub, rub, rub. One more. Clap, 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 clap. Rub, rub, and rub. Good job. Okay. So now we move into our focus game. So here comes your rock. So for the focus, I want you to get your rock or just something to focus on. And I just want you to put it in front of your legs. You can take one hand on top of the other, or just take the hands and rest them on the knees, and just take all your focus and stare at your rock. So the intention is, what we're trying to do is to be still. And don't fidget, and be able to stare at your rock. And I'm going to count numbers for you. So we're going to do the same number of 10. I'm going to count slowly to 10. And the whole time, all you're doing is being still and focusing on your rock. Okay, prepare. Of course, you're breathing too. Okay, so staring at your rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how did you do? Even with my little helper here making some noise, were you able to stay focused on your rock? It's something that you can practice on your own because there are rocks everywhere in nature, or even you can use anything. You don't have to necessarily stare at a rock, right? And see how well you can focus and be still. Okay, so last thing is our partner yoga poses. So grab your partner, or you can take just half of your yoga poses. You don't have to take a two-person yoga pose. Or if you feel better just not doing the partner poses, that is always good too. And I thank you for joining me. But we're going to do some partner poses. So let me see if I can get my little partner. Henry, come here, baby. Come help mommy. Come on. Come on. So obviously we are not the same size. So for this one, I have to hold his little feet and my little toes to get him into the boat pose. And then I take his hands, and here we are, feet to feet, holding our pose. So some version of bottoms of the feet together, but up in the air, holding onto the hands. So this is what half of it would look like, right? That's your double boat pose. So you keep trying to see if you can get into the pose. I'm just going to give us some numbers, right? So we're just going to keep trying for a count of 10. It'll be a slow count, and you can always come back and try it later, right? So we stay for 10, 9, 8, 7. So you're trying to touch the bottoms of your feet. The legs can be bent too, but you gotta have really long arms. If you do the bent ones, try to have it straight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Okay, so the next one is, it's a version of lizard on a rock. We're going to do child sitting on a rock, because I think he'll do this one with me. So the rocks are probably going to want to be the bigger of the two of you be on the bottom part, but you can always try to flip and do the other person for this pose. Okay, so come here, Henry. Henry, come get on my back. Come here. Come on. Henry. So you take your rock pose, and somebody sits on your back. We actually practiced these poses, and he did much better before. You know, come here, baby. Henry, come here. Help mommy. Henry. Okay, fine. So you just sit on your partner's back. If you're taking the lizard pose, it would look like this. So pretend there's a rock underneath me, and I'm laying on top of the rock. So this part of me would be lifted off the floor, right? If I'm laying, and it's head to head, right? It's head to head, and you're laying on top of your rock. Yeah. And just a reminder, this is what, oh look, there's your rock pose. Rock pose looks like this, yeah. So this one's not too bad. It's a fairly easy one if you have a partner that cooperates, as you can tell. Now he doesn't want to cooperate, but I'll get him for the next one. So we'll stay here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so the next one, it's an acro yoga pose. So this one you've probably done already somewhere along the way. So we need the base and the flyer. So I'm obviously going to be the base, and he is going to be my flyer. So here is one version of a bird, yeah, and then here is another version of the bird where he's flying in the air. Yeah? Okay, so either one, supported on the shins or all the way up with bent or straight legs. And you want your feet on the hips, on the bones. Yeah, on the bones pushing up. So if you're two kids doing this, you want the stronger one on the bottom. And then it'll be very challenging anyway for this pose. So it'll probably be something that you'll have to practice more than once to get this one right. All right, so we take flight. You wanna go again? So get into your pose. Ooh. And we stay here for 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay, last one is a standing pose, 2-person. So it's a double tree. Henry. So you're side by side with 2 outside leg is in your tree pose. Side by side. So let's see if I can balance and hold him in the pose at the same time. Okay, so far so good. Just don't pull my shirt up. Okay. So everyone's outside leg is in the tree. Okay, I got it. And then here we have our prayer hands. You got the hands? And we hold for 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that is our kids yoga practice for today. First time doing it on video, so hopefully you can get the gist of how that goes. Obviously it's a little bit more challenging when your partner is 15 months old and you're trying to do kids yoga. But anyway, hopefully it served somebody out there and you had some kind of fun with it. Until next time, all my love, namaste.